Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 8. There was something fearless about the way she approached every role, a colleague once said of Deborah K Batty. That fearlessness, mixed with grace and grit, made her unforgettable on and off screen. Deborah K Batty passed away at the age of 61, leaving behind a career that resonated with fans of independent and genre cinema. She died peacefully in the United States after a brief illness. Her passing marks the end of an era for those who cherished the unique corner of entertainment she helped define. Beginning in the early 90s, Deborah carved out a special place in film history. She was best known for roles in cult favorites like Cyberella, Forbidden Passions, Caged Heat 3000, and Witchcraft 66. In each of these, she brought sincerity and boldness to characters that could have become cliches. Instead, she elevated them, turning genre roles into memorable performances that earned lasting fan devotion. She reached a high point with her recurring parts in the Emmanuel in Space series. These films demanded more than screen presence. They required a balance of confidence, vulnerability, and charm. Deborah met the challenge each time, solidifying her place as a beloved icon in late-night television classics. Behind the camera, her co-workers spoke of her warmth, her radiant spirit, and her quiet encouragement. She never treated even the smallest role or crew member as unimportant. Always generous with her time, Deborah frequently attended fan conventions, where she greeted admirers with gratitude and genuine interest. Though often credited under different stage names like Deborah K or Deborah Xavier, one thing remained constant: her commitment to her craft and her remarkable ability to connect with her audience. Tributes from across the entertainment world have poured in, many noting how her work helped shape a genre and create a space for performers to embrace risk and individuality. She is survived by her family, who have asked for privacy during this time. Her memory lives on in every scene she lit up with her presence, and in the hearts of those privileged to know her. Tributes to Deborah K Batty. Number 7. She lit up every set she walked onto, not with noise, but with grace. Kay Peters, who passed away peacefully on May 9, 2025, at the age of 83, was a quiet force in the entertainment world. Known for her sincere performances and her incredible range, Kay made each role feel like a personal connection with her audience. Born in Wooster, Ohio, Kay began a creative journey that would span decades. She brought emotion and depth to every scene, showing an actress who didn't just perform. She listened, she responded, she lived inside the moment. Audiences may remember her best from her role in Flare Up, opposite Elvis Presley, and her appearance in The 7 Minutes. She also left a lasting mark on television in episodes of It Takes a Thief, Little House on the Prairie, and Chips. No genre felt out of reach: drama, adventure, or family. Kay mastered them all. What set her apart wasn't just her talent but her dedication. Directors praised her quiet professionalism, and fellow actors admired her humility. "She was the kind of person who made the whole room better just by being there," said a longtime colleague. She brought heart to everything she did. Though she kept her personal life away from the cameras, Kay's work spoke clearly about who she was: thoughtful, committed, and deeply human. She didn't chase the spotlight, but she left behind performances that still shine. Kay Peters may be gone, but her roles remain unforgettable to the generations of viewers who watched and admired her. Her influence will live on through film, through memory, and through the quiet beauty of a life well lived. Tributes to Kay Peters. Number 6. Fred believed that the world could be connected overnight, and then he made it happen. Frederick Wallace Smith, the visionary behind FedEx and a pioneer in modern logistics, has passed away at the age of 80. He died peacefully following a brief illness, surrounded by loved ones. Born in Mississippi and driven by purpose from an early age, Smith could see possibilities others missed. His early vision, famously outlined in a college term paper, became the blueprint for one of the most innovative companies in history. After graduation from Yale, Smith served as a decorated Marine in Vietnam. The discipline and leadership he gained there would later guide him as he launched Federal Express in 1973, with only 14 aircraft and enormous ambition. What began with 186 packages on its first night would grow into one of the world's largest logistics networks, delivering millions of shipments daily. Smith's development of the hub-and-spoke model and insistence on speed, reliability, and service changed how goods moved, forever. Under his leadership, FedEx became the first service company to win the Malcolm Baldrige Quality Award and played a vital role in delivering vaccines worldwide during the COVID-19 pandemic. Yet Fred's legacy is more than numbers or planes. Known for his humility and focus, he built a corporate culture based on people, service, and profit, values still central to FedEx today. He also gave back. As co-chairman for the U.S. World War II Memorial and the National Museum of the Marine Corps, he honored courage and sacrifice while quietly supporting countless causes behind the scenes. Raj Subramaniam, FedEx CEO, shared, "Fred was the heart and soul of FedEx, a mentor, a leader, and a true inspiration. A man who once made a cameo in Castaway and helped quietly shape the Memphis community. Fred Smith stayed grounded in what mattered most: family, service, and legacy. He is survived by his wife, 9 of his 10 children, including NFL coach Arthur Smith, and many grandchildren. The world may move a bit slower without him, but thanks to Fred, it will always move forward." Tributes to Fred Smith. Number 5. His intellect was matched only by his heart, a former colleague once said, summing up a man who gave his life to serving his country in ways few can match. John McCallum, respected public servant, economist, and diplomat, has passed away at the age of 75. He died peacefully surrounded by loved ones following a brief illness. Born in Montreal and educated around the world, John's early career was defined by academic brilliance. He taught economics at top universities and served as Dean of Arts at McGill, but it was his leap into public life that truly revealed the depth of his commitment to Canada. Elected in 2000 as a Member of Parliament, John served under 3 Liberal Prime Ministers. In every cabinet role, from national defense to veterans affairs to national revenue, he brought clarity, compassion, and competence. But it was as Minister of Immigration that he left perhaps his most enduring legacy, helping bring 50,000 Syrian refugees to safety in Canada. That act alone touched thousands of lives and cemented Canada's role as a beacon of hope. Later, as Canada's ambassador to China, he faced one of the country's most delicate diplomatic chapters with courage and honesty. Though his term ended amid global tension, his intention was always clear: protect Canada's values while promoting dialogue. Those who knew him personally speak of a warm and witty man with a gift for mentorship and a deep love for public discourse. He was generous with his knowledge and never hesitated to encourage younger voices, in government and beyond. John is survived by his wife Nancy and their 3 children, who stood by him through years of public life, late nights, and countless flights. His family, as always, was his greatest pride. Canada has lost a statesman, a scholar, and a kind soul who believed in the power of policy to change lives. His contributions, spanning economics, government, and diplomacy, will continue shaping Canada's place in the world. As Prime Minister Trudeau once said, John always believed Canada could be better, and he worked every day to make it so. Tributes to John McCallum. Number 4. Once we let data flow, lifelong discoveries become possible. That vision guided Atul Butte through a life marked by innovation, purpose, and impact. Atul Butte, a trailblazer in biomedical informatics, passed away at 55 after a private battle with illness. His work forever changed how data is used to improve human health. A scientist with rare insight, he believed the answers to some of medicine's hardest questions were already in the data, just waiting to be discovered. From Stanford to UCSF, he championed groundbreaking ways to uncover those answers. At Stanford, he founded the Division of Systems Medicine, helping redefine how we classify and treat diseases. Later, as director of the Bakar Computational Health Sciences Institute at UCSF, he united research, data, and patient care in bold new ways. He helped create a powerful data-sharing network across California's top medical centers, improving care for millions. His visionary leadership made artificial intelligence and precision health part of everyday medicine, not just ideas for the future. Atul's dedication earned him places among the highest honors in science, including the National Academy of Medicine and the 2024 Morris F. Collin Award. Yet despite accolades, he remained humble, always generous with his time and knowledge. Colleagues remember him not just as a brilliant mind, but as a mentor, friend, and connector. Atul brought people and ideas together, one peer said. He didn't see competition. He saw opportunities to collaborate. He mentored countless students, built diverse teams, and pushed for ethical innovation at every step. To those around him, he was a source of energy, encouragement, and optimism. Born in Philadelphia and raised by Janardhan and Mangala Butte, Atul's passion for science started early. He earned his medical and doctoral degrees, blending technology with medicine before it became the mainstream path. He leaves behind his beloved wife, Deshpande, and their daughter. Their strength and the lives he improved are testaments to his life's purpose. Atul Butte transformed how the world thinks about data and healthcare. His legacy lives on in the people he mentored, in the families helped by his breakthroughs, and in every patient impacted by the systems he helped build. Tributes to Atul Butte. Number 3. A true trailblazer of English cricket and a man of immense courage, character, and compassion. Those words from ECB Chair Richard Thompson speak volumes about the legacy of David "Sid" Lawrence. David Lawrence passed away at the age of 61 after a brave battle with motor neurone disease. Yet even in illness, he showed the same strength and resilience that defined his life on and off the pitch. Born in Gloucester to Jamaican parents, Lawrence rose quickly through the ranks of English cricket. At just 17, he began his journey with Gloucestershire, quickly making his mark as one of the fastest bowlers of his era. With a fiery run-up and unrelenting pace, he played 280 matches for the county, capturing 625 wickets. His time on the international stage was brief but historic. David was the first British-born black player to represent England in Test cricket. Over 5 tests and 1 one-day international, he left his mark. That one ODI? 4 wickets at Lord's, still the best figures from any English player who only had one shot. He earned the Cricket Writers' Club Young Cricketer of the Year in 1985 and, in 1991, a 5-wicket haul against the mighty West Indies at the Oval. A career-ending knee injury at 28 could not silence the fire that drove him. He remained deeply involved in the game he loved. In 2022, Lawrence broke barriers yet again, becoming Gloucestershire's first black president. He used his platform to uplift others and champion diversity in cricket. In 2024, even after his MND diagnosis, Lawrence showed unshakable resolve, launching the Pink for Sid campaign and releasing his autobiography, In Sid's Voice. This year, he was awarded an MBE and made an honorary life vice president of the ECB. Fitting honors for a man who never stopped giving back. To those who knew him, David was far more than a sportsman. He was a mentor, a leader, and a man who never lost his kindness or humor. He is survived by his beloved wife Gaynor and son Buster. The family has asked for privacy during this deeply personal time. David's impact will live on, in every fast bowler who dreams big, every young player who dares to break new ground, and every fan who believes in the power of sport to unite. Tributes to David Lawrence. Number 2. El arte no es lo que ves, sino lo que haces a los demás ver. Gerardo Chavez lived by this idea, not just painting images, but opening eyes to deeper meanings and stories. His life was art in motion. Passing at the age of 87, Gerardo left behind more than a remarkable body of work. He left behind a cultural legacy that shaped an entire generation of artists across Peru and beyond. He died peacefully, surrounded by love, after a period of health decline. Born in Trujillo, Peru, Gerardo built a career that spoke both to his roots and to the world. His work took him from local galleries to the Venice and Paris Biennales, from Lima to Florence and Brussels. In 1976, one of his finest works, El Transparente Habitado, was acquired by the Royal Museum of Fine Arts in Belgium, a milestone not just for him, but for Peruvian art. Much of his inspiration drew from ancient mythology, primitive cultures, and the vibrant energy of his homeland. That deep connection to Peru came through not only in his canvases, but in the many institutions he founded. The Toy Museum, the Museum of Modern Art in Trujillo, and the cultural space, Angel Mira. Each was born from his vision to make art accessible, joyful, and eternal. Gerardo was more than just celebrated. He was cherished. Mentoring emerging artists, supporting local projects, and always encouraging curiosity, he nurtured talent wherever he saw it. His role in the first biennial of contemporary art in Trujillo set a standard for cultural development in the region. Gerardo's imagination knew no borders, said one fellow artist. But what truly set him apart was his heart, always open, always generous. In 2012, he was honored as the most important living Peruvian plastic artist, a title well-deserved. Even as his health declined, his sense of creativity never faded. His legacy exists not just in museums and books, but in the minds of artists who see the world a little differently because of him. Gerardo Chavez lives on in color, form, and spirit. Tributes to Gerardo Chavez. What's trending on the internet? News 1. You might recall laughter that echoed through comedy clubs in the 1980s, when legends like Ellen DeGeneres and Margaret Cho were making their mark in stand-up history. Today, Cho is making headlines not for her jokes, but for sharing memorable, if surprising stories from her career on the podcast, The Kelly Mantle Show. The celebrated comedian, now 56, revealed she opened for DeGeneres back when Ellen was headlining clubs and later felt perplexed when DeGeneres seemed to forget their shared history during appearances on The Ellen DeGeneres Show in the 2000s. Cho recalls one memorable night at a David Bowie concert, where she caught the legendary musician's attention in a striking Chinese emperor outfit. The next day, Bowie himself praised her look on Ellen's show, though interestingly, that moment never made it to air. Cho shared these stories with a mix of humor and honesty, reminding us that behind every entertainer's success are layers of hard work, unexpected twists, and sometimes quirky twists of fate. As we look back on decades of comedy and star-studded encounters, folks are remembering Ellen and Margaret as trailblazers, who helped shape the laughter and culture of their times, and whose stories, both on stage and behind the scenes, will continue to inspire new generations of fans and performers long into the future. News 2. What started as a joyful afternoon on the waters of Lake Houston has turned to heartfelt remembrance for 20-year-old Ashley Gill and her loved ones. On Tuesday, Ashley was enjoying a picnic and a day of jet skiing with family and friends at Dewson Park when, in a tragic turn of events, she fell into the water and did not resurface. Despite a swift response from Houston's first responders and an extensive search effort involving dive teams and sonar technology, authorities recovered a body matching her description later in the week. Ashley's family describes her as a bright and joyful soul, someone who lit up every room and built connections with everyone she met. Though her time was far too short, the outpouring of love and support from the Houston community highlights the lasting impact of her spirit. This summer, as we gather by the water with those we cherish, let's honor Ashley's memory by looking out for one another and always making safety a priority. Ashley Gill will be remembered for her warmth, her intelligence, and the kindness she shared so freely. Our hearts are with her family, and her legacy of joy will continue to inspire all who knew her. News 3. Ever wonder what goes into making a movie truly unforgettable? This weekend, moviegoers are buzzing about 28 years later, the brand new film from Oscar winner Danny Boyle. The story leaps almost 3 decades into a world still reeling from the infamous rage virus, following a brave group of survivors on a secluded island as they face chilling secrets and unimaginable challenges during a daring mission onto the mainland. But what really has the internet talking? The film's mysterious alpha zombie, Samson, played by an actor under layers of makeup and prosthetics, is generating chatter not just for his eerie presence, but for the surprisingly humorous behind-the-scenes solution filmmakers used. With a young actor Alfie Williams on set, the crew needed to follow strict child protection guidelines, so all of the zombie anatomy was created by talented prosthetics artists. Just another example of movie magic at work. 28 years later is now lighting up theaters, proving that creative problem-solving, a dash of dark humor, and a whole lot of heart keep both cast and fans smiling, even in the most apocalyptic of worlds. Here's to the joy of movie making and the teams that bring unforgettable stories and a touch of fun to the big screen. News 4. If you remember the bright, cheerful face that brought the sunshine into British mornings, you'll know the name Winnie Willis. The beloved ITV weather presenter, known for her colorful sweaters and warm personality, has passed away at the age of 76. News of her passing, which occurred in December, was shared with the public just this week. Winnie made television history in the 1980s as ITV's first female weather forecaster, joining TV-AM in 1983 and quickly becoming a household name. With her signature smile and sparkling sense of humor, she helped lift the mood of millions and became a comforting presence at breakfast time for years. Winnie's love for animals and the natural world shone through in her work, leading her to write books and devote her later years to wildlife conservation. Tributes have poured in from friends and fans alike, all celebrating her joyfulness and the laughter she brought to so many lives. Winnie Willis will always be remembered for her pioneering spirit, her dedication to nature, and the sunny outlook she shared with the world. Her legacy reminds us to look for the bright spots, even on the cloudiest of days. News 5. Sometimes even the brightest hearts face great sorrow. Kelsey Parker, a beloved 34-year-old podcast host and widow of the Wanted's Tom Parker, has shared the heartbreaking news that her baby boy, Phoenix Parker Lindsay, was born sleeping. Kelsey and her partner, Will Lindsay, were eagerly awaiting the arrival of their third child, and she honored Phoenix's memory with a touching poem, calling him our angel light, and promising he will be forever loved. As she and her family walk through this difficult moment, Kelsey's gentle strength reminds us of the power of love and support. Let's keep her family in our thoughts, cherishing how Phoenix's spirit will live on in their hearts. Always. Number 1. Integrity is what you are when no one else is watching. Dean Harold Crichlow often spoke those words and lived them every day. Harold Edmund Crichlow passed away peacefully at the age of 90. For generations of Barbadians, he was a steadfast light, calm, clear, and unwavering in moments of national challenge. His voice carried both comfort and conviction. From humble beginnings in Lear's Gap, St. Michael, he rose to become the first dean of color at the Cathedral of St. Michael and All Angels. For 28 years, he led not only the church but a nation in reflection, becoming the longest-serving dean in Barbados's history. But Harold's reach extended far beyond the pulpit. Through sermons broadcast to homes across the country, and radio and television programs like For Love of Country, he called for justice, unity, and compassion. His words inspired change and stirred hearts with their bravery and grace. Before he became dean, he taught as a headmaster and served as a university chaplain, forms of leadership that shaped his lifelong belief in service, education, and moral courage. In recognition of his commitment, he received the Gold Crown of Merit from the government of Barbados. After retiring from the church, he entered public life, serving as an independent senator and later as deputy president of the Upper House of Parliament. His integrity followed him wherever he went. He was a father, a husband, a grandfather, and a mentor to many. His daughters, Grace Ann and Gloria, and granddaughter Claire, carry forward his legacy of compassion and strength. Senator Carrie Ann Eiffel once called him a mentor who led with quiet dignity. His mentorship spanned generations, shaping lives in ways words alone cannot measure. Harold Crichlow passed following a brief illness. Though his physical voice is now silent, its echoes remain in sermons, memories, and the lives he lifted. Barbados has lost a national treasure, yet his values, justice, kindness, and courage, will continue to guide the nation he so deeply cherished. Tributes to Harold Crichlow. She brought light wherever she walked, on screen and off. Lynn Hamilton didn't just play beloved characters, she made them feel like family.